In this video, I'm going to be talking about what you guys need to be doing right now before Season 8 drops tomorrow in NBA 2K25 Myteam. As you guys can see in the top right of the screen, there is only 22 hours, 27 minutes, and currently 1 second left in Season 7. We are less than 24 hours away from Season 8 dropping, and I'm going to be talking about all the things you guys should be doing with only 1 day left in Myteam. And there's a couple things you guys can definitely be focusing on and want to make sure you're doing before we go into season number 8. So the first thing is actually going to be in the exchanges, and it's not going to be with any of the festival stuff. We'll talk about that here in a second, but it's going to be with season 7. So if you scroll over to your season 7 tab, and if you go to the legend badges, this is where, if you guys want to, you're going to want to do this before the new season comes out, is exchange your players for legend badges. Because for example, last season it only costed, I want to say, I don't remember if it was 1 or 2, I think it was only 1 dark matter and 1 diamond for a legend badge, right? And now this time it is 3 dark matters and a diamond for a legend badge. So if you guys have dark matter players that you want to exchange, now I've done this on the No Money Spent, I've done 2 or 3 I think of them where I've exchanged my 3 dark matters and a diamond player, and I've gotten some extra legend badges. You guys want to do this because going into the new season, it might be like 10 dark matters, or 8 dark matters, or 7 dark matters, because dark matters are going to go down to like 10,000 MT, 5,000 MT. If we look at the price of dark matter players right now, the lowest is what, 20k, 25,000 would be my guess. I haven't really checked the dark matter market in a while, but it looks like it's like, oh wow, even lower, like 15k for dark matter cards. So like, this is why you guys want to be doing it, because if you have these players to exchange, you don't want to miss out and it go from 4 dark matters to 10 dark matters just to get 1 legend badge. Or what's probably going to happen is, right now if you go to season 7 and if you look at the 100 overall legend badge exchange, this is probably going to go down to 100 overall gets you just a single legend badge. So if you have a 100 overall card, make sure you guys are exchanging that right now. I'm in a big debate between myself and on the No Money Spent, trying to figure out, do I want to exchange my Glenn Rice? Because if I look at my team, I have Cedric Maxwell here on the No Money Spent, right? Glenn Rice is obviously my backup shooting guard. He is still very, very good, but we're going to be getting GOAT Dr. J in season 8 as the level 40 card. Here on the No Money Spent, I'm going to have him my shooting guard since he's a free, I can't buy the Pro Pass one that can play point guard. So Glenn Rice, after we get Dr. J, is not going to be on the team anymore. And as of right now, I could exchange Glenn Rice and I could get 3 legend badges in the new season. By the time I get Dr. J, and let's say Glenn Rice is not on my team anymore, I'm probably only going to be able to get 1 legend badge, not 3. And it's also not going to be an option pack, so I'm not going to get the legend badges that I want. And I have to kind of risk it and see if I get a good legend badge, and maybe I get a duplicate. So if I want to exchange, and if you guys want to exchange any bad 100 overall cards that you guys have in your collections, like, go check your 100 overall cards and see, is there any of them that you can exchange that you'd want to? Like if you have a De'Aaron Fox or a Tony Parker, or if you have these bad 100 overall cards like John Stockton, or even if it's a decent 100 overall like Glenn Rice, but maybe you're not going to use him in the next season. Like if you're not using any 100 overall cards on your squad and you don't want to have them on your team and you want to get the most out of them, same thing with invincibles. Now, I don't think anybody has invincibles that they would want to exchange, but if you do, again, it's a really good time to do it now before the new season comes out, because when season 8 comes out, these exchanges are going to be a lot more for each exchange, and it's probably going to be for less. Like, it might not even be dark matters for a legend badge. Maybe the lowest it will be is a 100 overall for a legend badge, and maybe it'll be this right here where you have to exchange 1 invincible, but you only get 3 instead of 5. So that's what I'd recommend you guys do. Definitely for the dark matter and the 100 overall one, don't worry about exchanging your invincibles or your goats. Obviously that's way too early on to do that, but I would say with your dark matter players, making sure you're exchanging them if you're not going to be using them on your squad or for challenges, and same thing when it comes to the 100 overall players. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about, because it's something that maybe people haven't realized, and I know a couple of my IRL friends have had the same problem last season. They forgot about it, they went into the new season, they had all these dark matter players to exchange, and then they realized, oh, well, now I have to exchange 3 dark matters, when I think last season it was 1, but it could have been 2. I don't remember how many dark matters it was in season 6. But anyways, that's the first thing I'd recommend you guys do right now before season 8 does come out. And then the next thing is the NBA Draft Festival. I know these are here for a little bit longer. They're here for 3 days and 22 hours, so you have more time to be grinding these challenges, and you also have more time when it comes to the exchanges. right? If you go to the NBA Draft Exchange, all of this stuff is going to be here for another 3 days and 22 hours. The things that are going to be expiring is the pack. So the 100 overall pack, the duo. So if you want the Kembe, right, the 10 pack box, the legend badges, right? The players are going to stay. The upgrades are going to stay, right? Upgrading your pieces from diamond to goat, or downgrading your pieces from goat to diamond. That's going to be here for another 3 days and 22 hours. And same thing with the players, but any of the packs, the duos, the badges, right? All of this stuff is going to expire in 22 hours. If you guys want to exchange for any of that stuff, making sure you're doing that as well. But I would recommend you guys, get to the grinding when it comes to the NBA Draft Festival, because there's tons of invincible pieces to grind for free. And if you guys didn't see any of my videos yesterday, there is 15 free invincible pieces right now to be grinded for. And then once you complete all 15, you get a goat piece as well. So just incredible stuff that 2K dropped. And you guys want to make sure that you're exchanging, down for MT if that's what you want to do, giving yourself enough time to do so. If you want to go for Invincible Ralph Sampson or Larry Johnson or Dark Matter Dikembe as a duo, or Dark Matter Kenya Martin, or maybe one of the 100 overall cards, making sure you guys are grinding it out right now before we go into Season 8. And that's the same thing when it comes to these challenges. They're going to be here for another 3 days and 22 hours. So you do have some extra time for these specific challenges and also the multiplayer and the single player. So these challenges are going to be here going into Season 8. Now the Festival of Champions challenges, these are going to expire in the new season, at least for the single player and multiplayer. Let me just see, is the GOAT piece expiring as well? Yeah, so the GOAT piece, the Invincible piece, and the Festival of Champions, that's going to be expiring in the new season. So if you guys haven't got the GOAT piece for free in the Festival of Champions, making sure you're doing that. If you want another free Invincible piece or other free 100 overall pieces, making sure you guys are grinding that, whether it's for MT, or again, if you want some of the players from the Festival of Champions, like maybe you haven't got Cedric Maxwell, or you haven't got Richard Jefferson, or maybe you want Robert Ory, or maybe you're going for like a Serge Ibaka, or maybe you're going for like a Paul Pierce, whatever you're going for, making sure you guys are doing those challenges. But if you're downgrading for MT, that's what I would definitely recommend you guys do, is go over to your Festival of Champions, and at least by tomorrow, work on these challenges first before you go into the NBA Draft Festival, unless you don't really have anything to do with your Festival of Champions pieces, unless when it comes to downgrading that for MT. And then of course, guys, is stuff like do your downtown challenges. These are only going to be here for another 22 hours. So if you haven't got your free 100 overall pack, making sure you guys are doing that. It's the basic stuff as well, like making sure you're grinding out your win totals, whether it's showdown, whether it's park, whether it's triple threat or clutch time, making sure going into the new season you guys are prepared and you guys have finished your win totals or whatever win total you're close to. Not saying you have to go grind out 400 or 500 triple threat games, but if you're close to a prize, making sure you're getting that prize, because obviously all of this stuff is going to reset. Now a lot of people have asked me about the NBA playoff spotlight sims. I don't know if these are going to be expiring. If I had to guess, I would say they're not going to expire in the new season, because it's something that 2K is definitely catering towards the majority of the player base, like the newer player base as well. It's something that I don't think is going to expire in the new season, but there is no timer on it. So I don't know. I've checked like Myteam's Twitter, and if you guys know if it's going to expire in the new season, definitely let me know in the comment section down below and help each other out. But I've looked through Myteam's Twitter. I've tried to look on Twitter and see if I can find and look in game to see when this stuff is going to expire. I don't believe it's going to expire in the new season, but if you guys haven't gotten Invincible Shea already, and if you guys are working towards that, I'd definitely recommend doing that before the new season does drop, at least trying to make as much progress as possible. And if you can get Invincible Shea before the new season drops, just in case it does expire, that would be really nice as well. But let me know what you guys are doing the day before Season 8. Are you guys finishing your Draft Festival challenges? Are you guys finishing your Festival of Champions challenges? Let me know if you guys are going to be exchanging some of your players when it comes to the legend badges as well. And hopefully you guys found this video helpful, and I'll catch you boys in the next one. Peace.